Motivation leads to success. So we all want to feel motivated. But how many times have you felt motivated to do something, tried it a couple of times, but then stopped? I mean, think about how many half-done projects that you have done. So this week, what I want to do is share with you 5 steps to help you to keep on point and motivated to reach your goals. And this is a series I'm doing at the moment, talking about how to stay motivated and driven to get to your end point. I've just recorded a video about why it is that we lose motivation. So make sure you check out that video if you haven't already. But back onto the topic, my 5 ways to keep motivated. The first step is to make it easy. And by me even saying that, I know you're thinking to yourself, well, if it was easy, of course I'd have done it. And I know how silly that might sound, but in actuality, I'm talking about this from a completely different point of view. Your brain is wired not to do something hard because you think to yourself, well, I want to feel happy. Therefore, if I can find a shortcut to that happy feeling, I'm just going to pick that instead. And the way that you find something easy is by doing it over and over and over again. This comes from a theory called the internal working model, which is essentially you need to know how to do something to make it so much more easier and safer to do. That safety leads to you feeling it's easy, which means that you're more likely to go out and do it. So you better get practicing. You better start making this task an easy task for you. So you can just keep on doing it over and over and over again and getting it done. And then all of a sudden, you'll just be a master at it. You'll know what to do. And then that easiness will lead to safety. That safety will lead to motivation. Number 2, stop making excuses, because excuses stop you from doing the thing that you know you need to do, the harder thing, the thing that will lead you to success. And excuses are something which becomes such a normal part of many of our lives. We can just say, oh, I didn't have the time, I was too tired, I was hungry, I needed a break, anything. Whereas those excuses are not usually on point. Because if something was really, really important and you knew you would succeed if you did it, you wouldn't make an excuse. So start prioritizing that thing that you need to do. Because once that priority is set, you'll be making excuses as to why you can't do those other things, why you can't meet your friends, watch that TV show, or do something which leads to you feeling happy in the moment, but doesn't lead to your long-term growth and success in the end. A nice easy task to help you along the way is to think to yourself, when it comes to that task, you can't make excuses. There's nothing you can do or say that will stop you from doing it. You have to make it priority. I wonder how much more time you would have in your life if you couldn't make an excuse. So stop making them. Step 3, stop talking about what you're going to do. If you just keep on talking about all the things that you're going to do, you end up feeling, well, I've got all these tasks to do. I've told all these people and they're all expecting great things from me. So that anxiety, that tension, that stress starts to build. So you need to stop telling people about how successful you're going to be, how this idea is so great, about how you're going to go out and do it. All that stress is just leaving you feeling sad, frustrated, and stopping you from feeling motivated. By talking about doing it, also something else is happening in your brain. You're getting that sense of validation from achieving something, but you haven't actually done anything at all. So your brain thinks to itself, well, okay, that person said I was really good for thinking about doing it, for saying I'm going to do it, but you don't actually need to go out and do that thing in the end. This is why so many people put on social media about the stuff they're going to do, whether it's going to the gym, getting fit, eating healthy. They're getting the validation from people because they're telling them they're doing a great thing. They feel happy about doing it. But how many people stop going to the gym or don't even bother going at all because they get all the happiness from going to the gym just by posting it on social media? So rather than talking to people about doing it, why don't you just go out and do it? Why don't you just keep on going? And something that I like to do is rather than tell people what I'm going to do, I tell people what I've already done. And then I end up not feeling dejected when it goes wrong because other people aren't expecting anything. And also it leads me to feel pride that I went out and did it and I've achieved it. And then I get that validation from people telling me I've done a good job, but it doesn't stop me from trying anything new. Whilst also using all that motivation from thinking about doing that task and doing it and achieving it for the next thing too. Remember, you can talk to people about what you've done, but stop talking about people about what you're going to do. Step 4, building a story. And this is the big one because not only will it allow you to feel safe and secure about the next steps, but it will also give you a signpost about what you need to do next. If you don't know what needs to be done, then it's going to mean you're going to stop. You're going to need to plan out, you're going to need to think about it, and then you'll just get bored and end up procrastinating, doing something else, losing that motivation. We're trying to make this as easy as possible for you. So in order to make it easy, you need to know what you're going to do next. You're going to need to know how best to navigate this problem if it comes up. And this is why I have managed to create a little studio in my flat to help me to make it as easy as possible for me to do a YouTube video. Because otherwise I need to set things up, I need to plan out what I need to say, or I won't even have a plan, so I won't know what I need to say, I won't know what the points I need to hit are. I just need to make it as easy as possible for me. And this is what this step's all about, making it as easy as possible for you to carry on and keep that motivation going. Because as soon as you start losing that sense of containment, safety and control, motivation goes. Because you think, well, I've got all this stuff that I need to work out, I don't feel like I can do this. So you just stop. Make sure you're prioritizing these tasks, and the way that you start to prioritize it is to make it as easy as possible. Make that story so that you know what you're going to do next. Step 5 is to have fun doing it. Because if you don't have fun doing it, you're never going to stick at it. Our brains are wired to feel that sense of validation and happiness all the time, which is why our brains elicit a chemical called serotonin, which leads us to feel happy. Our brains are always saying to us, when's the next serotonin chemical coming? When's the next happiness feeling coming? So if your happy feeling is based around doing something else, you're always going to end up doing that thing. It's only a matter of time. Make sure that task that you're doing leads you to feel happy. And that happiness doesn't need to be right here and now. In the short term, it can be a longer term happiness. Something that you can look back and think, I've achieved all this stuff. I've gone so much further on than I ever thought I would do. It leads you to have a sense of contentment and happiness with the stuff you've done in the past as well as the stuff you're doing now. You're building a life for yourself. Start being happy with that. Start seeing it as exciting. And then your motivation will just continue to skyrocket and you'll end up putting everything else on the back burner to get this task done. So then, these 5 steps are the formula in staying motivated and driven, which will lead to you having success in your life. Make sure you follow them and think about what parts of that list you're finding difficult. And why don't you share with me a comment telling me why you're finding it difficult. I'll try and answer your question in a future video. I hope you've enjoyed it, and remember to like it and subscribe to see plenty more to come. See you next time. Take care. Bye bye.